Thanks for tuning in to Rapmythology. Today I'm talking about how the rapper Flava Flav is an incarnation of the deity PaPa Gedé. In this video I will discuss the PaPa Gedé archetype within Flava Flav and the mythology and the culture of the Gede. It's Rapmythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Hayoka empath, and I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you feel like the information on my channel is life-changing, you can send some of that love energy back by donating $1 or $2 to Rapmythology on CashApp. Alright, so let's get right into it. Flava Flav is the archetype of PaPa Gedé, but first, I want to give a quick intro to the group Public Enemy. If you haven't heard of them before, this is a little bit old school, so I'm going to just update you on the group Public Enemy and who they are. Public Enemy is widely acknowledged to be the most important group to have emerged from rap music. The self-proclaimed prophets of rage, Public Enemy was a major factor of social change, disturbing white America's complacency with the highly charged political statements reminiscent of the 1960s Black Power movement. The world Public Enemy describes is not a pretty one. It is quite simply the United States as seen by young black men, a land of limited opportunities, drug deaths, and active oppression by a federal government. Until recently, few rappers chose to address these issues as part of their work, but Public Enemy did so as their highest priority. Okay, so now back to Flava Flav and the archetype of PaPa Gedé. Alright, so check this out now. Hollywood figured this out before anyone in the spiritual community noticed it. He was referenced as Baron Semeti and Gede in Hollywood circles at first, and in my opinion, this was the universe's way of bringing this information to light. First, Hollywood noticed it, then Professor Griff was the first one to point it out in a lecture a while back. Professor Griff didn't understand it when he first learned about it, and I want to play a short part of the exact lecture where Professor Griff talked about Flava Flav, the deity Gede, PaPa Gedé, and the Flavor of Love show. Let me play that for you real quick.
Are you following me? Now you remember Strange Love, right or wrong? I need to say this real quick so I can get this out the way and push on. Inside of Strange Love, she had a nickname for Flavor. She called him Foofy Foofy. And he called her Gede or Geda, right or wrong? Okay. So I tried to figure out this madness because I definitely didn't approve of this, and I'm sure you didn't, right or wrong? So I started studying. I said to myself, how can I understand this Flava Flav thing from an esoteric point of view? So I looked in the Dictionary of Ancient Deities given to me by Jason Orr. Inside of the book, I looked up the word Geda, which what he calls the white woman. It says Gede, which is Haitian, god of the dead. Geda is likely of African origin. He is associated with Baron Semeti. Children are protected by him. Gede has healing powers. He is shown as a black man wearing a black coat, top hat, dark glasses. He carries a cane and is usually shown with a cigar or cigarette. His sign is a square cross on a low tomb. So I started doing my research, and I looked in the Source magazine, and it said the resurrection of the Jester King, talking about Flava Flav. So I looked deeper, and it says in Haiti, those possessed by the voodoo god of the dead Gede make jokes, dresses in a top hat and dark glasses, and are known for their kiki laughter. Tell me that's not Flava Flav. That deity and the spirit of that deity is trapped inside of Flava, but he can't hear it. Screwing too many white women, smoking too much weed, drinking too much, interrupting the God frequency. Are you following me?
So we found out when Hollywood tried to exploit this energy on the show Strange Love featuring Flave and Bridget Neilson. The producers of the show gave Flava Flav the nickname Foofy Foofy, and Bridget Neilson, they gave the name Gede. So they tried to play him with giving him a whack name. But I'm going to tell you, this blew my mind when I figured this out about Bridget Neilson. Let me tell you this. So the producers at VH1 noticed this about Flav and harvested his energy for financial gain. That's what Flavor of Love was all about, PaPa Gedé. I want to play a quick snippet of an interview where Flava Flav and Vlad talk about Bridget Neilson.
Neilson, mind you, if y'all can remember, back in the days of Surreal Life, Bridget, they used to always show her blotted out. You know, I used to blot out her body. You know, like if you wear a name brand hat and and you can't show the name brand hat, they'll blot it out. So her whole body was blotted out. Why? Because she used to walk around naked. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine, she used to walk around naked. She used to go to the bathroom, not wash her hands. Her hygiene wasn't all that, you know? So Bridget walks over to me one day, and she reaches for my face. And I knocked her hand down like, yo, I don't like nobody touching my face. She says, you don't like no one touching your face? I said, no. Vlad, she said, bow, and smacked the shit out of me. Now, where I'm from in Freeport, Long Island, Roosevelt, Long Island, one thing that we were taught, when you get hit, you hit right back. Soon as she smacked me, man, I reached way back in Africa somewhere, and I came back to America with this smack. Bam! And I smacked the shit out of Bridget, man. She held her face, and then she started smiling. And she said, "Ooh, I like that." I'm looking at this lady like, oh shit, this fucking bitch is crazy. I'm like, yo, Flav, if you want a TV career, a good career on TV, you better make friends with this lady, because you don't know who she is, you don't know what she knows, and if she whips your ass on national TV, all that fight the power, yeah, boy, 911 is the joke shit, down the drain. So I'm like, so I made friends with her. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. So one of the worstest mistakes that she made was, here I am now. And we got infrared cameras, Vlad, all over the room, because you're on 24-hour surveillance. So we got the infrareds on and everything. And I'm laying in my bed. Next thing you know, Bridget comes and jumps in my bed. Butt ass naked, G. I ain't had pussy in like 3.5 weeks. I'm like, lady, what is you doing? I'm like, hold up, chill. I got up, went to my luggage, went in the bathroom, put the strap on, put the condom on, came back, everything. I laid down in the bed. I said, all right, now look, don't worry about this back here. Just face frontwards. I got the rest. So next thing you know, we started doing it. We started getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And shit was getting so good to where she fell off the bed and she grabbed the blanket and shit, you know? So I had to take my shit, slip it back up inside my shorts, you know. You know how the guys used to do, man, the dick out the side of the shorts thing. You know how that go. You know what I'm saying? So I had to cover up real quick because we had the infrareds. But then that's when we started falling in love. The next thing you know, after Surreal Life, we stayed at the Mondrian Hotel. We the only ones in the pool. Next thing you know, Chris Abrego, Mark Cronin, and them is like, yo, we're going to give you guys a show. Your own show. I said, okay, cool. I named the show Mad Love. That's what it was supposed to be. They turned it into Strange Love. And that's how we got Strange Love. But anyway, that show right there ended up #1 on VH1. We did 3 seasons of it, Vlad. 3 seasons, #1 seasons. Then when Bridget left to go back to Italy, they to be with her family. They said, well, Flave, what are you going to do for love now? I said, I don't know. They said, well, have you ever watched The Bachelor? I said, I heard of it, but I never really seen it. They said, good, Flave. We're going to put you in the house with 25 girls by yourself, and then you have to narrow it down to one. So I'm like, whoa, this shit is going to be kind of interesting. So they put me in the house with these 25 girls. That was the start of Flavor of Love. That first season, I ended up picking Hoops. You know what I'm saying? For real. She was the baddest one on the show. New York was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And everybody still talks about how New York's punkin' spit at New York and the spit almost went into her mouth and everything. People are still talking about that to this day. Anyway, Flavor of Love was the number one on that season. Then Flavor of Love 2 became my biggest season, Vlad. That's where I picked Delicious. Because Delicious had the fat ass, G. And I said, yo, if I walk off the TV set with this ass right here, I'm going to be the fucking man. Yo, man, I walked off that with Delicious. That gave VH1 its most viewers ever in its history. And as we sit here and talk today, no one has ever broken that record, Vlad, yet. 7.5 million viewers. They tried it with Ray J, couldn't get the results. They tried it with Bret Michaels, still couldn't get the results. The only one that could break that record is your boy Flave, Vlad.
You know, Surreal Life came when I was drinking heavily. It was a fun experience. There were no rules, and that's where I met Flava Flav. And I found him very, very sweet, completely. I know everybody, he says, with the clock and his often awkward behavior to some, but he's actually just a very nice guy that's been through a lot, and I sort of could connect with that. But I think I've also had to pay the price that I did shows with Flava Flav, I did Strange Love, and I didn't realize how damaging that would be later on, and that is the truth. People, serious people in Hollywood do not like people like me having done reality shows. But I also like to send a message to people out there. It's 10 years ago, guys.
So Professor Griff points it out in the lecture, and he describes it as these Hollywood producers were trying to have Flava Flav possessed by this deity, but Professor Griff got it wrong. He didn't realize that Flavor is PaPa Gedé, a form of Baron Samedi, and VH1 took advantage of Flavor's energy. They didn't have to possess Flav with anything. That's who he was, PaPa Gedé. Obviously, Flav had no idea about the Haitian deity PaPa Gedé. Flava Flav not having knowledge of self, this is how the producers kind of took advantage of his energy. So let me tell you the culture of the Gede, the mythology, and how Bridget Neilson fits into the mythology of the Gede. In Haiti, the Gede are the family of Loha that embody the powers of death and fertility. Gede spirits include, and forgive me if I'm saying these wrong, Gede Dubier, Gede Linto, Gede Larage, Gede Nebo, which most resembles Flava Flav, and then you have Gede Timalis. All are known for their drum rhythm and dance called the banda. Flavor is an archetype. All an archetype is a person that is born with personality traits that match up to a specific deity. According to Gede mythology, PaPa Gedé is the corpse of the first man who ever died. He is recognized as a short, dark man with a high hat on his head who likes to smoke cheap cigars and eat apples. PaPa Gedé is a psychopomp who waits at the crossroads and takes souls into the afterlife. He is considered the good counterpart of Baron Samedi. PaPa Gedé has a peculiar sense of humor and the divine ability to read others' minds, and the ability to know everything that happens in the world of the living and the dead. Now, let's get into another part of the Gede mythology. Mother Bridget is the wife of Baron Semeti. She is connected with Saint Bridgette. Mother Bridgette is a death loa and the consort of Baron Samedi. She is always seen drinking rum infused with hot peppers. Her colors are green, black, and purple. Unlike the other Loha, Mother Bridgette is the only white voodoo Loha and god. This is because her origins come from Ireland, not Africa. The belief and worship of Mama Bridgette began when the Irish brought their goddess Bridget and other myths over to the New World. The Irish goddess Bridget was infused into the voodoo religion and the Loha's behavior to make a new goddess. She protects the dead, gravestones, tombs, and cemeteries. So it's gonna look hella strange to us, but this is a clear indication of an archetype when the life plays out like the mythology. So now I want to take you deeper into the Gede mythology, and let's get past the fear that we have been programmed with that keeps us from examining our own ancient customs. I'm gonna play for you a lecture by a YouTuber by the name of Voodoo Diva. She's gonna teach you more about PaPa Gedé, and then within that lecture I'm gonna infuse some of the culture and some of the dance rituals from Haiti.
Hey, it's your girl, Hathor Urzuli Akhenaten, aka the Voodoo Diva. And today, as we continue in these beautiful festivities of Fête Gede, Fête de Novembre of Gede, we want to talk about one of the powerful lois that's not really talked about often, Brave Gede Nibo. Now, in Haiti, he is celebrated in liaison with the 1st of November, but also the 21st of November. So Gede Nibo is a very, very important loi. A loi that is very, very powerful, especially when it comes to the means and energy of family and relatives. When you have a brother or a cousin or someone who died suddenly with an unexpected death, Brave Gede Nibo's energy is very strong and powerful to getting to the bottom of how those deaths occurs. He helps with the communication of the dead, especially the young, seeing as how he himself died young. Okay, in the folklore of Haitian Voodoo, he is spoken of as one that is the adopted child, in a sense, or the child that Mama Bridgette and Medbaon Samedi incorporated and embraced in the world of the dead. Okay, so Gede Nibo, very powerful, very serious loi that we're going to discuss. Now, when we talk about Gede Nibo, let's look at the root word Nibo. Now, Nibo, when we look at Nib, Nib is coming from an ancient Sumerian text and word, which translates as crossing, or again, a point of direction. When you look at Bo, Bo is native to the Taino Arawak Indians, which is a meaning speaking of the energy of recycling. But one of the big things is that if he felt something has been done unjustly, especially for young deaths, this is where his domain or where he will intervene the most. Now, when we look at the term of Gede Nibo, many people affiliate him with being a Masisi. Now, Masisi in the Creole term, Haitian Creole term, means gay. All right, but let me break down to this to you, because it's always going to be about energy, people.
Including Flave, who's a woman. Ugly old black woman.
Okay, so definitely in emphasizing on this energy of how the flipping of the force field takes place, remember, if it's a male energy, it will give you more of a female mannerism when you come. And he's the only one who could flip it this way when we're talking about the flip of force field. Also, if it's a female, more of a male aggressive energy. Like I said before, the energy of Masisi or gay, or the androgynous energy that they always associate him with, is dealing with this force field energy. He's the only one that can flip the force field. He is a compass of reincarnation, and it's only by his periodic timetable of how energies can flip when coming into manifest on the physical plane does this take place.
You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts on who you are.
Remember, that is the reason why he is so important and so powerful as a loi in the first place. So let's talk about Gede Nibo in the pop culture energy. Well, oh my goodness. He was a very strong magnet in the 80s and in the 90s of that energy with the dudes with the big hair, the one earring, the fanny packs. I mean, Gede Nibo is a very fashionable young man. He's a man that likes to dress very clean between the colors of black, white, and obviously a dash of purple. He is very, very, very strong in the fashion industry, to the point that people who have clothing lines will only do clothing lines in black and white. Okay, also where you get the Masonic energy of the black and white. So Gede has been around for a very long time. In those 80s and 90s raps, to be honest with you, most children of the 80s are very strongly on the presence and energy of...
Yo, this video is crazy, man. I can make a part 2, 3, 4, and 5. I could go in on Flava Flav's clock alone in a whole video. So I hope you can see how Flava Flav is PaPa Gedé. They not trying to possess him or nothing like that. He is PaPa Gedé. He is the archetype. And he is straight up and down moving with the same energy as that deity. Bridget Neilson, the European background, she played in the movies. You know, those strong Conan the Barbarian type of characters. Red Sonja. Bridget Neilson got something magical with her too. You've seen the mythology play out. I got all the evidence right here, man. This is real. It's really going down, man. I had to go deep on this video because a lot of y'all scared. A lot of y'all scared of these traditions, other cultures outside of American culture. And I wanted to use Flava Flav to help you guys analyze and study another culture where a lot of our roots come from. A lot of us are drawn to the Loas and the Orishas. So I wanted to shed some light on what's really going down out here. In my opinion, he can take on all forms of the Gede Loa, including Baron Semeti. But yo, we're gonna leave this one off here. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If you feel like the content on this video is life-changing, send some of that love energy back by donating $1 or $2 to Rapmythology on CashApp. It's the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Hayoka empath, and I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear.